Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island USA Season 7, whatever episode this is. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Guys, we are less than 1,500 subscribers away from 70K. Will we be able to do it by the end of the summer? Y'all might actually make me cry. It wouldn't be the first time I've cried on this channel, but I will definitely cry. What an episode. Meg Thee Stallion damn near made me forget about everything that Huda was up to the last few episodes. Not too much though. We're still going to talk about it. So the episode starts with us getting a little bit of insight on why some people voted the way that they did.
Y'all gonna argue and go through this whole cycle again. I need y'all to completely separate. You deserved another chance.
I remain single. I almost get chopped off the block. He gets to go on a date. He fucked me over from the fucking beginning.
This is the shit I was talking about. Everything you did with Jemima, leave that shit alone. Don't egg it on.
Let me just be like, fuck you.
No, that's
that was the biggest fuck ever.
Hold on. We don't need none of that.
Well, being to Iris.
We don't need none of the slick comments.
Huda keeps blaming Jeremiah for things that he quite literally had nothing to do with. Like, he was coupled up with Iris. He got sent on the date. The only thing he really had a choice in was who to recouple with after all of that happened. And somebody on TikTok pointed out that he was wearing a red shirt to match her dress before Nick went up to him and said, oh, by the way, she's still calling you a bitch. Then he changed it to blue, which was the same color as Iris's dress. I don't know if that was him doing it or if production was doing it. I don't know. But that was a really good good eye. You have a good eye. So she's then being called out by her behavior from Alondra and Taylor. And she's like deflecting. And I'm thinking, girl, just accept it. My God, you acted the ass. And to anybody who relates with her behavior, you also act the ass. Pick yourself up. Course correct your behavior, and let's move on. Like, I feel like do I want to feed into this redemption arc? You know what? For now, I will. If her behavior shows up again, listen, we'll touch that when we get there. But as of right now, I think what would have been the best thing for Huda to do is to acknowledge I effed up. I acted completely out of line. I should have never spoken to somebody that way. I should have never let myself get carried away that much. She even spoke later on in the episode talking about how her daughter's probably going to perceive your daughter and millions of people around the world. Yeah. I think if she was just a person who owns her actions more, maybe the redemption arc would have hit harder, but it is good to see her acknowledge her behavior, even if it's just a little bit. She says that she is done with all the antics, and seeing Jeremiah with somebody else really put the nail in the coffin for her regarding their relationship. Now that Ace and Shelly are coupled up, we see them kissing a lot more, and I'm not gonna lie, some of the rumors going around that these two planned to play the long game, basically, is looking legit. It's looking legit a little bit. Just a little bit. Ace says that his rationale for the vote was because he didn't see enough effort coming from Jalen. And without you being up Taylor's ass, would Taylor have done anything that he had done? I don't think so. At least with Jalen, maybe he wasn't making breakfast and doing actually, he did do that. It's just that Taylor would always get in there first. I'm sure he was pushed to do so. But like, the man was at least verbally affectionate, very clear about his intentions. Taylor wasn't given none of that. What is breakfast if you can't actually tell me that you like me and you find me attractive? Keep your breakfast. Like, I don't want it. But anyways, it is good to see these two together. Finally, they're in a couple that they're actually happy to be in. Austin and Amaya are also happy. Now, my friend Chloe Johnson, one of plenty of my YouTube friends, I hope you guys are watching her reviews. Chloe Johnson, my other girls too, Tammy Talks, Roxy Says, those are my girls. Okay, those are my girls. Hit them up. She was like, yeah, it's very overstimulating listening to the two of them because they talk over each other. And I didn't notice because I typically tune them out, but they do. And it's a lot. But they're happy, so fine. Then we go to Iris and Jeremiah having a conversation in the speakeasy, and Huda is eavesdropping, and typically I wouldn't like this, but she had to hear what was being said about her behind her back, and Jeremiah kept it cute.
You chose like a very mature option.
I'd rather go home than be with something toxic, so I was like, fuck it.
You guys are not compatible, you know?
Do you mind if I sit there? I know nobody wants me to talk to you right now, but it just felt wrong. I'm partially to blame for toxicity in this house. Okay. You think it's only me? Hang on, Taylor. Just take it. I'm relaxed. I just want to let you know that I truly, truly cared.
I hold no hate in my heart towards you.
Can't be friends.
Now, I didn't expect Huda to walk in on the conversation, especially after she just promised Taylor that she would, dial back her antics, but she wasn't on the rah-rah, which is good. She's basically just letting her heart out. And I will say, her behavior was disgusting. Absolutely. I did hurt for her, though, because it sucks to see her be in that much pain that her only response was to lash out in the way that she did. It is still not acceptable. It is sad to watch, though. It really is. So in this conversation, she's continuing to blame Jeremiah for her behavior. Stop that. You are a grown woman. Even if you aren't grown, you are your own woman. Your actions are your own. Don't put that on nobody else. And as much as somebody could push you to do something, at the end of the day, your decision to do whatever you did is your decision. Govern yourself accordingly, girl. Don't be, you made me, no. Because then everybody would be justified in punching a wall, punching a person, doing whatever based on how people treat them. But that's just not the case. You are in charge of your behavior. And I need her to take some more accountability. Speaking of accountability, she then is like, yeah, I know that maybe I would have added to why we're here now. But you... And I've been calling her out all season for doing this. Whenever Jeremiah pulls her up on something, she has to rope him in too. So for me, none of her apologies are true apologies, because it's like, oh no, but you did it too. Oh no, but you. Let's work on accountability, yeah? If I see Huda actually make a 180-degree turn and start to accept accountability solely for herself, then maybe she'll get back in my good books. And I never want to see her doing no bitch this, F you that, you're an idiot this, you're not a man, you're not... Wrap it up. We are done. We're done. Speaking of being done, Jeremiah is like, you know what? This book is closed for good. I think I need to just take some time away from even talking to you for a little bit. I'm glad that he did that. I'm glad that things have panned out the way that they did, honestly, because if it was up to Huda, she wasn't going to end things. She really wasn't. Even in this conversation at the end, you could see that she was looking at him trying to get one last intimate moment. And he turned his head, he hugged her, and then they walked away. I'm like, good. Let's leave it where it's at. Before bed, the girls say that Huda is on her last leg. She has no more lifelines. If she behaves like this again, they are no longer saving her. Then we have Amaya, who goes up to her and she's like, yeah, the way that you were behaving was inappropriate. And here's my thing. There were times where people could have intercepted before and they didn't. Jeremiah included. Huda would act a certain way, and the girlies, because of girlhood, would excuse her behavior. Jeremiah, because of whatever toxicity that he likes in their relationship, would call her cute, would say that it's, it's endearing, it's whatever. That is not okay. Those little things are signs for what could potentially be. And for me, I think oftentimes when you let that bad behavior reach its peak, it's too late. Now, she's realizing, oh, I've taken it too far. There's no point of return when it comes to me and Jeremiah, at least at the date of publication. And if somebody would have helped her realize her behavior from before, when it was these little things, even from that first fire pit, maybe things would have been different. But everybody wants to excuse her behavior until it's too late. Let's not do that again. We start to see these little things pop up. Let's nip it in the bud immediately. Where are the girls from the UK? Oh, if you guys are watching UK, there's 3 girls on that show. They don't play about bad behavior. I need that energy in this villa. We then see Lil Miss bawling her eyes out like she's sending her man off to war, getting finger banged by Pepe. I said, oh, what a fraud. She's such a fraud. Oh my gosh. But hey, man, Hannah, you're on Love Island. You do what you want to do. And then in the morning, we see Jeremiah making Iris breakfast. He pulls out her chair and I was like, oh my gosh, because Huda was in the kitchen. But she didn't pop off. She didn't react. She didn't cry, nothing. And I said, okay, this is an improvement. We love to see it. We then have a conversation between Shelly and Alondria, and they're trying to spill the tea. Ain't nothing to spill. Taylor and Alondria didn't really do much in the bed. They just cuddle, but like not really that much. And Shelly's like, do you guys kiss outside of challenges? And Alondria's like, yeah, we do. Sometimes this couple makes me feel like I'm a slut or something, because you telling me this man that you claim to be attracted to is hugging you up in the bed and y'all don't be tonguing each other down? I told y'all before, first day I met my boyfriend, couldn't help myself. Sorry, couldn't. And I'm just thinking, you've been with this person for how long? You claim you like him so much. He claims he likes you so much, and y'all don't even be pecking in the bed? Man, maybe I'm fast. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I am fast. Whatever, that's my business. Then you have Shelly, who's like, yeah, we've been kissing more and that makes me feel good, but I expected us to cuddle more in bed, and so he's gonna have to step it up. So this actually backs up Ace's whole thing of like, hey, I don't like to speed, I don't like to speed through some things. Now, I'm still just finding it hard to believe, because there's a lot of gameplay with him, and he did say, I'm not going to give somebody a lot physically because I'm still exploring my options. I think once he's fully done exploring, then maybe he'll give Shelly the energy she deserves. But it'll be interesting to see how long she's going to put up with this, I guess you could say. Shelly then later has a conversation with Austin, and they basically say that they're happy for each other. I'm glad that the saga is over. We know that she was dragging him along, and unfortunately, he was willing to be dragged. The point is, he was also a willing participant, and he could have left the situation, but he didn't. But thankfully, they've been forced out of it, so we can all move on. Sierra tells Huda that she was this close to voting for her, and that now that she's here, this is her time to change her behavior.
I almost stood behind Jalen, honestly. Do I really believe that she can take steps forward? I hate watching you lose control of your emotions. I hate seeing you like this. Never want you to beg for anyone. Never. The second you're begging someone else for respect is the second you lose it for yourself.
Listen, I learned one time and one time only, okay? That even asking a man, hey, what are we? If I even gotta ask that, I already feel like I'm begging. So I completely hear Sierra when she's like, do not beg a man. The right man for you is not gonna cause confusion at all. Now, this situation is a little bit different because there was a lot of twisting of stories when it came to Huda. And a lot of people have been exposing that on TikTok. Like when she said that he said he's ready to move in after the show. That's not what he said. When he was talking about just ending things with her and wishing that she went home, she then flipped it and was like, oh, he's gonna get with Iris so that they can finish the game together like that. You be twisting a lot. And it was her who was just misconstruing a lot of things. So I could see why she thought he was a liar. I could see why she was still so like anxiously attached to him. Like I can see why it got to this point. But she had a heavy hand in that. He's not exempt at all for his behavior. He definitely let a lot of toxicity slide in their relationship. And he did sell her a dream. He was giving her a false sense of hope. Like he should have expressed more, which we did speak about. He should have expressed more his hesitation. And I think it was only maybe even like 5 episodes ago where he actually told her, hey, this is a lot for me. But anyways, Sierra basically tells her, this is your time for redemption. I'm interested to see how Huda is going to act going forward. There's a few conversations going around in the villa. I really wasn't paying attention too much, except when Hannah and Pepe were having a conversation about non-negotiables. And he was like, you know what? I'm the type of guy who's going to stay and fight in a relationship. I'm not just going to leave at the first sign of trouble. And she was like, well, I've lived with somebody before, and something even like different AC temperatures, that's a deal breaker for me. I'm going to assume she's being facetious because, what? But it kind of fits her narrative of her being a little bit flighty. So yeah, that was interesting. Then they get a text that Meg the Stallion is coming to the villa. I was so jealous. Oh, I was so this girl is stunning. If you guys watch a few seasons back, I feel like she favors Imani so much. The two women look so similar. But yeah, I was so jealous. Oh my gosh. But anyway, she comes into the villa. Obviously, this is like an advertisement. She's advertising her swim line. Some of them were cute. Some of them weren't so cute. But it is what it is. You get, you get something that you like. Don't get what you don't like, obviously. She's straight fan girling. She's clearly a fan of Love Island.
This is so crazy. I cannot believe I'm here. I've been watching and I'll be like, damn, okay, where they sitting at? Where do Shelly be at? Y'all is really beautiful as hell in real life. Love Island is not ready for this type of bombshell.
So in her conversation with the girls, she tells them to be more open. She looks straight at Sierra, and Sierra's like, whoa. I mean, I'm trying. I don't even know if there's anybody in here who really would connect with Sierra at this point. She did talk to Pepe, but Hannah will slit you in your sleep. So let's not even go there. I think right now Nick is a good option for her, honestly. So yeah, if somebody else comes, then explore. But as of right now, I think she's fine where she's at. Then she compliments Alondria's booty. As an entire viewing audience, I'm sure we can all agree that ass is otherworldly, okay? Again, I said I'm trying not to objectify her, but the woman is so damn fine. My God, Alondria, the woman that you are. Then she says that she was going to jump through the TV screen on Amaya's behalf because of the way that Ace was treating her. Yeah, Shelly, you better pay attention. Don't just pay attention to how he is to you when he's nice. Look at how he acts when he doesn't get his way. Pay attention to that behavior too. Then she tells Huda that she needs to smile more and that enough is enough regarding that behavior. She also says that her favorite moment in the season so far was the mamacita. Girl, yes. We all love that. The memes I have seen, too funny. Way too funny. So they end up playing a game. The rules were a little bit confusing to me, but ultimately it was just going to decide which bombshell is coming in. Spoiler alert, it's both of them. But in the game, Huda? Wow. I'm not gonna lie, those midnight ballerina rumors, they're probably going to continue. Ace didn't really twerk, but he definitely gave a show that I appreciated. Austin looked like a cockroach being sprayed by Raid. I'm so sorry. Those who like it, but I did not. Alondria did so good that the men had to turn around. The woman is just, like, she is just. Even Meg Thee Stallion was, like, twerking with her. I'm like, yeah, of course. Then we have Nick. He did his best. Meg was entertained, for sure. Taylor was doing a lot of TikTok dances. I think this was a missed opportunity for him to stroll. He should have strolled. But anyways, Meg ranked him higher than Shelly, so. Then they end up playing Limbo. For me, the person who stole the show was Sierra, for sure. Unfortunately, she's the reason why the girls lost the game, but the girl can move. The girl can move for real. And then lastly was a puzzle that they had to complete. And I said, is this a teaser to Love Island Games? Because I'm fiending for season 2. Like, I need it so bad. But anyways, even though the guys had a time advantage, the girls did win. And so they send in a bombshell. And his name is TJ.
I'm TJ. I'm 23 years old. I got good looks. I'm smart. I'm funny.
That man is fine as fuck.
Hoping that I'm Mr. Bombshell's type. He's looking like mine.
Is it just me, or does he look like a chubbier Harrison? To those who were here for the Harrison season, he kind of looks like him. Am I tripping? I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. But yeah, he came in. The girls are excited. Up until this point, it really hasn't been anybody but Hannah who has been exploring this deep into the season. I guess you could count Amaya a little bit, but we'll see if the girls are going to move around. And they better, because the female bombshell they brought in, I don't even swing that way, but I would be shook.
Hola, hola. My name is Andreina. Jeremiah, Nicholas, and Ace, super attractive.
Hi. Girl, you look good.
Ace said that he was sick when he thought old girl wasn't coming in. And Huda looked over at Shelly like, oh, pay attention to that. Pay attention, Shelly. Pay attention for real, okay? This girl is stunning. She's so beautiful. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for an accent too. You're from Spain? Did you say she's Spanish and Colombian? What's Pepe? Is he Spanish and Cuban? My God. Wow. I have no more words. She's beautiful. So we will see what's going to happen in the next episode. It looks like Iris is finally getting something that she can actually explore. I am sure, what's her name? Andrina is going to do some madness and badness in the villa. So we'll see where that goes. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.